Hello and welcome to once. I almost just said like once another. I love fusing words in my head. Once again, more Chimps content. Doing Castle Revenge today. This was my third to last advanced map. I'm working on black bordering every advanced map because that's a fun challenge and goal. And yes, was one of my last ones to do. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how much I have to say about, like, this run. It's relatively standard. This was a fun map, I would say. It was nice after, because the two I did before this were X Factor and Pat's Pond, which are, like, two of the worst maps in the game. I kind of forgot my start here. I was probably supposed to place that dart before the round started, but I forgot, but it was fine at least, so. The only, like, really tricky thing about this early game is just, like, the first bottom dart placement. It needs to, like, get a snipe on round 6. But it was, like, it wasn't that hard to find the spot. It was pretty enjoyable to figure it out. Honestly, this entire first, like, 40 rounds, like, is kinda sketchy with my strat. I don't know why I just, like, forgot about the existence of the Jungle Druid, which I think most people use, and it makes this a lot easier. But I make it work anyway, and I guess I was kind of just bored of it, because I had kind of used it on, like, a bunch of maps before this. You gotta mix up your strats sometimes, too. Yeah, we get the round 13 Psy, which is nice. I've also used Psy on, like, most of the fucking advanced maps, I think, because Psy OP. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll use other heroes someday, but for now, Psy supremacy. Yeah. Not sure, do I have much else to say about, like, the map or anything? I guess the whole advanced map black border project has been pretty fun. I do also have, like, all the black borders on, like, the beginner maps, but that's honestly probably one of, like, the biggest wastes of time I've ever done. Like, the beginner maps are just actually, like, not that interesting. You really can get away with pretty much anything on the beginner maps is the thing, but this process of going for all the advanced black borders has been a lot more interesting, because, like, the maps have more interesting mechanics. It's a lot more to actually think about, and you have to, like, make real strategy instead of basically plopping down whatever the hell you want. So I certainly enjoyed doing this a lot more on average. X Factor, Pat's Pond notwithstanding. Ignore those, and it's been pretty fun. Yeah. I think I mentioned in, like, the description of the X Factor video how I kind of want to make a, like, advanced map, like, tier list or something. Might be a fun video to do. And I think I will actually probably do that once I'm actually done them all. Because, you know, at least a tier list video, I don't necessarily have to, like, script or edit. I can kind of just film it in one go, which I've kind of figured out is just, like, the only content I can, like, motivate myself to do. Like, I don't mind just talking about whatever as I'm doing it, but, like, I don't know. I don't, like, know enough about video editing. I'm not, like, any good at it. And it just, like, takes too much time to try to learn when I'm also a university student, so. But, you know, if you like and appreciate the just me talking about fucking whatever, I guess perhaps you're in for a good time, because, you know, this stuff is still pretty fun to do. Yeah, this opener is so whack. Like, why didn't I just use the druid? I should have just made my life easier that way, but we get through it anyway, so it's fine. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to talk too much else about this run. I guess I can just kind of briefly go over. I End up doing like double spiked mines for my mid game, which is a little goofy, but it does work, so can't really complain. Some of the placements are a little weird. Like, that top one is a lot tighter to place than the bottom one. But yeah, I do end up getting, like, a Never Miss, and then I basically just do nothing but upgrade my 2 Spike Factories to 420 and outbuff them. So, yeah, that's how I do it. It's like a little sketch, but it works. And then my late game DPS is just Sky Shredder, which is pretty fun. Sky Shredder is probably one of my favorite towers, and it worked really well. You'll see the spot eventually on figure 8 right over the entrance. I can just go right over the balloons, do all the damage, so that was quite enjoyable. And I get like overclock and first strike and stuff. The classics, as you do. Relentless, obviously. And yeah, that's honestly all I really even have to say about this run and this strategy. Guess I'll talk about other things I want to do. I don't know if Cookie King's gonna actually watch this, but if you do, or if you don't, it doesn't actually even matter, but it's been playing through Calamity mod, which I'm kind of feeling the itch. I might actually, like, start a new Calamity playthrough for Terraria or something. I don't know if I'd make videos about that, because I don't know, I don't think it would really, like, work that well for how I do it, because it would be a lot more, like, long form. It probably wouldn't be that interesting to watch unedited, and it would just be so much footage to go through, so that might just be something I do on my own, but I'll obviously be, like, chatting about it on Discord and stuff if I do commit to that. Maybe just, like, probably want to play, like, Revengeance. I don't think I'd want to do, like, Death or Infernum for my, like, first time playing Terraria in, like, a long time. God, how fucking long had it even been? Let me open up my Terraria, my Steam. What was the, like, last time I played it? Ah, yes, August 24th, 2023, banger. So yeah, I've not played Terraria in a long time. But yeah, I think it could be fun to, like, do a parallel Revengeance run with Cookie or something. You just playing at the same time. Could be enjoyable. So yeah. So that might end up being what I do, like, all of November or some shit. I don't know how long it would take. Depends how much I can play it, which, you know, varies significantly with my schoolwork. I haven't had, like, that much schoolwork lately, but I do have, like, a midterm coming up next week and some other assignments. I had, like, a ton of stuff to do, like, early October, but it's been kind of chill for a little bit. School is not very predictable, but we'll do our best. This Moab looks sketch, but thanks to Sai grabbing 3 cerams, it's not too bad. And yeah, I straight up am just gonna be upgrading all the way to spiked mines. I don't even, like, outbuff my Never Miss yet, which would probably be a better idea to at least just get the 300 on the Never Miss before spending all my money on those factories, but whatever. It worked, so. I do think I have a tendency, kind of a bad habit in this game, to just, like, latch on to the first thing I find that works, and not really test if anything else might be better. So, I mean, I don't know if any of the last couple maps I have left are gonna beat that out of me, or if it's still gonna work doing it that way, but yeah. Probably a bad habit I should try to kick. And yeah, we're also already putting on auto start, because honestly, like, mid game isn't that hard. There's a couple rounds that like look close, but I don't know if they're like actually close. Like, I don't know if it's possible to lose them. They certainly get like close to losing, but I don't know if it could be RNG and I just got lucky. But I feel like the defense is just generally solid enough, so I will trust my defense generally. But yeah, most of it's pretty smooth. There really isn't like anything to talk about in the game for the whole mid game. So I guess the other topic of conversation I might like to go on is our good old buddy pal Geometry Dash. It's been kind of interesting with like Cookie and Remblob and Mr. Epis. Kind of a whole bunch of people gotten back into it lately. And I like kind of half almost want to, but also not really. And like the thought kind of struck me recently, like a big part of why might be that like my 144 hertz monitor like isn't really working. So I'm basically just running on my laptop, which is kind of completely fine for like every other game. It doesn't really matter having the higher hertz. But with GD specifically, I think it actually does make like a much bigger difference being able to like actually see the game properly. It's a lot harder to see fast-paced levels on 60 hertz, at least, you know, for me. Probably not true for everyone, but for me it's like definitely pretty significant in like how enjoyable it can be if I can like actually see it. Certainly a lot better. So I have had some like very brief stints of coming back. I like I tried to beat Submersed Storm of all levels. Probably a goofy choice, especially because that level was like 2.2 bugged. I only got like 50 and just then school started and I could not be bothered to play it anymore once school started, so. And yeah, I mean, I just like play a random level here or there sometimes, but I kind of just don't see myself playing it seriously. It's the kind of thing, maybe like when I can scrounge up some like money for like a real setup, I might actually come back and try and like finish a few projects. Like, I still like to beat Subsonic someday, but it's not really realistic to even try, like, one on the 60 hertz monitor, even with, like, I do use clicks between frames, but, like, the issue is actually just, it's a fast level, and, like, my eyes are gonna struggle a lot more, like, seeing it on the 60 hertz monitor, so even like bypass or CBF or anything doesn't really matter when the issue is just my eyes, so yeah, I don't know, I kind of already am saying this a little awkwardly, but maybe someday if I can like get myself a better gaming setup, better monitor, and enough like power to not lag while doing anything. My laptop is like fine. Gets the job done, but I mean, it's not gonna run anything like crazy. So yeah, maybe someday, perhaps in like another 5 years, you might see a brief GD come back, or maybe I'll just be completely uninterested by then too, so you never really know what the future is gonna hold. I'm just completely spitballing, like, I guess I don't know. Necessarily, I don't like have a job right now. I'm obviously gonna like get one over the summer and stuff, but not exactly gonna try to work while also in school. I do not have the capacity for that personally. Ah yes, here you can see the nice spot for my Sky Shredder here. It's a pretty fun strat. But yeah, okay. See, this is why I should, like, actually, like, write down what I want to talk about or something before I start recording, but, you know, you can just deal with that. Deal with me bringing things up in weird orders. I was just about to say, like, kind of the idea behind me going for some more Storm is, like, I wanted to finally push myself to 100 Insane Demons completed, because I've sat at, like, 90-ish for, I mean, since I quit, like, 3 years ago at the start of uni or whatever. Well, like, 2.5, but yeah. God, it's been that fucking long, huh? But yeah, that's, like, kind of pretty much the, like, only goal I, like, have left that's not, like, any one unfinished level. It's really just that I never did cross that one milestone. Like, I have, like, 500 or some shit easy demons, and I passed over, like, 100 hard demons. I was at, like, 10, 15 extremes, but that's plenty. Extremes are a whole different ball game. But I did get, like, I believe I'm currently at 94, unless stuff gets re-rated. I don't really pay that much attention to that, but 100 Insane Demons is something I was close to, but just never quite finished, so once my reading week starts, which is, like, 2 weeks from now, I might try to beat, like, an Insane Demon and just see how it feels, see if I do want to, like, try to commit to, like, beating a couple more. I doubt I would do any difficult ones. I'd probably just, like, grind out 6 beginner Insanes just to see if I can cross the milestone. I don't want to commit to anything big, but maybe, very big maybe, I might, like, have a brief comeback to duty to try and finish off that goal. But be aware that it's also probably more likely that I beat 0 to 1 and then school starts again and I just ignore it. But maybe, just maybe I might. Huh. I was almost planning on, like, talking about, like, other projects I have in mind and stuff for, like, the whole video, but I feel like I've given most of my thoughts now. Ran through what I was saying about GD. Want to do that Terraria Calamity playthrough, perhaps? I mean, we've already talked a bit about this here game that's actually on the screen. Imagine talking about that. Yeah, the last 2 advanced maps I have left of Black Border are Midnight Mansion and Erosion. So that should be interesting. I have kind of some strats in mind. I mean, I have a strat in mind for Midnight Mansion, less so for Erosion. I don't exactly know how I'm going to approach that one, especially since that's another kind of just poorly disguised expert map like X Factor, so that one's gonna be a moment. Possibly just my hardest Chimps game entirely. I don't even know. I've seen, like, there's some, like, tier list I've seen images of that's maybe apparently respected that had, like, Erosion in the same category as, like, Sanctuary and stuff. But also that tier list looked whack as fuck in a lot of other ways, so I don't know how much I entirely believe it. It had, like, muddy puddles in, like, the same tier as Mesa, and it had, like, Infernal in the same tier as Shoots and Bloonarius Prime, which I haven't actually done Infernal. I shouldn't, like, really comment when I haven't done them, but some of them looked completely whack, so I don't entirely know if that, like, Chimps difficulty tier list that I'm referring to is, I don't know if it's, like, respected by anyone. I don't know if it's respected by me, even if it is respected by others. So, yeah. But yeah, Erosion's gonna be tough, but I think it's exciting. I really had, like, never tried Erosion basically at all. I always like beat every map on hard mode just so I can at least say I like have done every map at least once, like every time the update comes out. But Erosion I like literally had not played since that like one hard standard game. But as I was like doing some of the lower medals, just to, you know, prepare, like I actually was surprised by how much I was enjoying it. Like it actually seems like I was actually having a lot of fun trying to like figure out what towers I can work on, like primary, military, magic only and stuff. It was like a surprisingly interesting map. I was thinking it would be kind of uninteresting or like frustrating, but like it was actually seemed really enjoyable. Chimps might be a completely different beast though, just because of your towers not getting sell back, even if they like disappear, so it might like end up being fun for other game modes but not fun for Chimps, but it's a working theory, but we will have to see. Anyway, a brief interlude about the game again. Round 82 is, like, it looks sketchy as hell. We get down to, like, hardly anything left, but it's especially rough because Sai gets the ability to hit Moabs next round, but doesn't quite have it for this. And, you know, we got the fortified BFBs here. There is some, like, visual bug going on this update with the, like, fortified BFB skin. And yeah, we get down to like a couple mines there, but it does work, so. It probably isn't, but I almost wonder if it could have been optimal to like buy a Psy level for like 5k to like make that round not so sketchy. Cause like it would probably only delay my Sky Shredder to like 1 or 2 rounds, cause 83, 84 are a lot of cash, But now we both have our Sky Shredder and Psy sniping Moab, so we got, like, unbelievable power spike compared to literally 1 round ago, so we're not too worried about much else. And now all that's really left is just to get some support, get Alk buff, Relentless Glue. I do get Camo Village before 90, don't worry. It was kind of interesting how since like my entire mid game was the spikes, I didn't even need to get camo for the mid game. But yeah, I'm gonna get like Overclock, Relentless, First Strike, and like Alk buff, and I think that's basically it. Oh wait, I do get like a main Moab just to help with the only other like remotely scary round is just 99. Did lose to it a couple times in my testing, but I think as long as you just like use Psy stun and having the maim to stun a couple things too, as long as they, you know, let the DDTs escape past the like entrance where the Sky Shredder is, it's pretty clean. Maybe a Sabo would have been a good idea, but maybe instead of the entire maim, but again, there's kind of the thing of I just latch on to the first thing I find that works, so only really thinking about that now in hindsight. Trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to mention about various other topics. I think we went through my GD maybe plans, so yeah, I mean, I guess that's basically it. Got to do a cool event the other day, because, I mean, I've mentioned this, I'm sure I've mentioned this to some people, I don't know if I've mentioned it to, like, everyone, though, so what I'm studying at university is Earth and Environmental Sciences stuff, so got to do a cool little, like, field trip event yesterday on Sunday we went down to, like, I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not planning to completely dox myself, but went down to a place with some rock faces and like a fault line, and we kind of talked about like what rocks were there and like how the area might have like formed geologically and stuff. So that was really interesting, at least to me. I don't know if anyone who watches me would find that interesting, but I found it interesting because obviously as my area of study and all. So yeah, I don't think I've talked like that much about like what I do at school or anything. I mean, partly because it was kind of boring the first like year, and still to some degree now. Just because, you know, obviously you have to take some of your like introductory like chemistry, math, and just whatever other random first year level courses. Because like a bunch of the like actually interesting courses you need to like get your basic knowledge down first. Can't exactly. Yeah, I'm explaining this so badly, but you know how it works. The courses have requirements. You need to know stuff before you start them. It's not that complicated. Why am I trying to make this sound like deep and complicated? It is truly not. So yeah, there wasn't like I didn't feel like I had much of anything to talk about for my first year of university, because it was just like a bunch of intro courses, and it kind of was still second year. It was kind of still like that. But yeah, I've got into some more interesting stuff. Like last year I got to take hydrology and forestry. This term right now I'm taking geomorphology, which, if that basically means like basically kind of studying like how the Earth forms, not like in terms of the planet, but like the surface, how like mountains and hills and glaciers and how like the world forms and stuff. So that course is pretty interesting too. I'm also in mineralogy, which is much less good and interesting, unfortunately, but yeah. It's still kind of good knowledge to have, I guess. But yeah, that course isn't as great. So yeah. I don't know, taking some other random, like, first year courses to fill out electives and stuff. Whenever I, like, my voice pauses like that, it's just because I'm taking a drink of water and mute my mic for that. These are things, like, a normal person would probably, like, edit out, but I'm not gonna do that because I am lazy, and you just get to deal with that. Anyway, I guess we'll probably actually check back into the game for the last 3 rounds. Good old round 98. I probably could overclock a little earlier than that, but I don't think it matters. Because, yeah, this is the big round. Yeah, this one you actually, like, need to use Scream once all the Zoom Gs pop. I'm pretty sure I put in, like, my notes and plans that I would Scream on, like, 94 and 96 too, but I don't think I actually did. But you definitely want to do it on this round. This is the big one. I even maybe could have done it a bit later, because some of the BFBs were still in the, like, entrance and couldn't be attacked. But, I mean, obviously it didn't matter. We still won, so. Round 99, a little bit scary, but it's nothing too bad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that matters literally at all. I'm just trying to think of little ways to be slightly more optimal. Yeah, make the spike factories microscopically stronger in case something goes wrong. And yeah, you definitely need to overclock Sky Shredder this round too. Yeah. This time it does go very cleanly, using the size stun, and And having the main to stun things too. It's fine as long as the DDTs don't like slip by the entrance where the Sky Shredder is. It's actually very convenient that that overclock spot works so well, because I could double discount the overclock in there, at least I think. And I could put the foam on the entrance, and that actually decamoed every DDT, because I wasn't smart enough to put that MAME sniper in range of the camo village, so... yeah, get a couple random tack shooters for around 100, it doesn't matter at all. Thankfully there's no first strike timing or anything, I just need the 10k damage. But Sky Shredder has enough DPS to break the layer, and we only need to pop the Zoom Gs, because then we can just scream as soon as it's all BFBs. And that is GG for Castle Revenge Chimps. Honestly, I mean, amusingly, I think this is the, like, 4th Chimps run I'm gonna actually upload, and I mean, it's probably the easiest one, but it's still a tricky map. Sky Shredder main carry, obviously, about 1.3 million. Psy doing a lot of work, too. Never mess with a surprising amount of pops, honestly. Didn't think it would do that well. Kinda thought, like, I mean, obviously it's not that useful in the late game, but still accrued a lot of pops. There you can see it. Just those 2 maps left, and the Castle Revenge Black Border. And Black Border number 57 in total. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.